So I recently had a smear test done and it came back saying that I was HPV positive with high-grade dyskaryosis, which is C3 or C2 cells. I had the C3 cells and I'm just going to talk about it. But one thing I do want to say is if you are watching this and you have searched for this, you are probably a little bit anxious. So I'm going to try and say things as quickly as possible. But one thing, please don't be scared. Please don't be nervous. I had it, I'm 26. It was my first ever smear test and it came back with this result. So please don't be nervous. I'm going to talk through my whole experience and it only happened 9 days ago now. So you're fine, please, you're fine. I received a letter basically saying I was HPV positive with high-grade dyskaryosis and that came 10 days after my smear test. I'm going to insert a picture of it because whenever I received my result, all I was searching for was someone who had the exact same result as me. I wanted that kind of comfort that someone else was going through it, and all I was able to find was C2 cell patients. So yeah, I was C3. Unreal. So this is a letter that I received and I'm doing my makeup because Matt and I are celebrating the release of Bridgerton season 3, but we actually got the date wrong, so yeah. Right, all the moving boxes, me and Matt are moving, so just try and ignore those. Okay, so whenever I received my letter, I got straight on the phone with the hospital. So there's either a number on the letter or you can just call your closest gynecology department. And the good thing is at that point they'd already booked me in for an appointment. I just hadn't received the text yet basically to say, hey, like we've booked you in. So yeah, they had booked me in before I knew about it, which was amazing. And I was seen within a week. So between the letter coming and me being seen was a week. Whenever I got there on the day, you have to book in for a colposcopy, by the way. So whenever I got there on the day, I had the colposcopy and I had a female gynecologist and I also had 2 female nurses in the room and they were amazing. Like genuinely, I said to all my friends afterwards, I was like 5 out of 5 would rate on TripAdvisor. They were so funny, they were so lovely. I was very nervous. So first thing I want to say is colposcopies, it did not hurt me. It did not hurt me at all. It was the exact same thing as having a smear. So a colposcopy essentially takes a closer look at your cells, just so she can see what's going on, whether it is high-grade dyskaryosis, whether it's moderate, whether it's actually C1, which is light. It just means that she can take a closer look at the cells and kind of see what the crack is. So I put my legs up on the stirrups, so you're sat like up, you know, like what you imagine a gynecological room to be like. And then she essentially went in, put a little bit of like, I think it's like vinegary stuff, I'm not sure, but a little bit of that on my cervix. Does not hurt at all. And then she was able to tell me probably within like 2 minutes, she was like, yeah, like that's what we thought it was. I can offer you treatment today. So the treatment that she gave me was the LLETZ treatment, which is essentially, now I will say this sounds a lot worse than what it is, I promise you, it wasn't painful, but it's essentially a hot wire, and the hot wire removes the cells off your cervix that they don't want to be there. So the pre-cancerous cells, so C3 cells or severe dyskaryosis is pre-cancerous cells, right? So they haven't changed to cancer yet, but there is the potential for them to change in later life, so it's best to remove them. Now all of this is preventative, so please don't panic. Cells that can change are very, very slow growing, so yeah, please don't worry, but also don't put off your smear test because you're like, it's slow growing. Like, go and get it seen, because I'm only 26, I've said that before, but mine were at grade 3. So the best thing to do is go and see, you know, anyone, your local GP, or I know you can get them at sexual health clinics. Please go and get your smear. So for the actual procedure, so what they do is they put a local anaesthetic in your cervix. Now that is the, like, I'd say the worst bit. So none of it's particularly bad at all. None of it's bad at all. Like, if I would get it done tomorrow is what I said to everyone. Like, if I needed it done, I would get it done tomorrow and I wouldn't be panicking about it. So that's one thing to take from this. But they put a local anaesthetic in your cervix. Now that feels a little bit weird just because it's a weird place to put anything, right? But yeah, it's not painful. It's just a little bit of like a ooh, and then it's done. And then everything's numb, and then she does the procedure. So she has like a Hoover like machine type thing, and then she gets the hot wire and then essentially just removes the cells that needs to be removed. And the whole procedure was done start to finish in about 5 minutes. And if it makes anyone feel better, throughout the procedure, I was like laughing and joking with the nurses. They were so funny. Like I was having, sounds really weird, but like quite a nice time. I put way too much foundation on, but we're just gonna roll with it. I'm just gonna spread it all down my neck, all down my body. It's fine. I've got other things to think about. In fact, I'm just gonna use a sponge to remove the excess. Yeah, so once the procedure was done, she sent that sample off to the lab to get biopsied. Now, I haven't heard anything yet because this whole thing was done 9 days ago. So it's very, very early days for me. But she basically was, as I left, she was like, you know, you're gonna be fine. Like, this is absolutely fine. You don't need to worry. One thing I will say is post-LLETZ treatment, so post the treatment to treat the CIN3 cells, the kind of things that I experienced have been, I don't know whether I'm going to put this in because it's a little bit more exposy, but quite watery discharge and a little bit of blood. So I'm 9 days post kind of removal now, and I'm still having those, and that's normal. So for a little while after, you may experience anything, but you need to make sure that you aren't infected with anything. So they will send you or give you a little leaflet and explain anything to you, like, oh, this is what it might feel or look like or smell like if it is infected. So please keep an eye out for that. It's not very Bridgerton to put on fake lashes, but like, I'm not used to having like natural lashes. Like, I know the whole clean girl look, I get it. I think it's lovely. Am I a clean girl? No. Completely forgot to powder my face. I don't think I've ever done that. I'm literally getting this dressed up to sit in my living room and watch Bridgerton. It's worth it. It's worth it. I'm gonna try and do Bridgerton hair now, but hair is something that like I really, really suck at. Like, I'm not good at doing my hair at all. Yeah, I'm in two minds about Bridgerton season 3 because I want Penelope to get with the guy, but also I don't because he's such a, like, he was such a, and I feel like she deserves so much better. But then also like I want her to be with Colin because she loves Colin, but Colin's an asshole. I don't know. Like, no one builds tension like Bridgerton builds tension. I'm so excited. I don't know how this is going to turn out. Can't do my own hair vision yet. Can I fix it? Can I? Is it Bridgerton? I feel like it kind of is. God loves a trier, and I'm a girl who tries so. Ooh, that's a bit more Bridgerton. I try so hard just to exist, and it just doesn't quite work for me. That's okay. Oh, that's more Bridgerton. Do I think I look good? No. Is it of the times? I think so. Yeah. Okay, I fixed it. I fixed it. I can't get over how much I try and how much little reward I get for trying. Oh, if I was back in those days with my natural face and a hair like this, I wouldn't stand a chance. Oh, fuck it. Oh no, actually, okay. Right, okay, I've got it. Summary of this video: it doesn't hurt to have a smear. It does not hurt to have a colposcopy at all. Getting the treatment for LLETZ is absolutely fine. There are different treatment options available, and you might be able to get it on the day, but also she will say, or they will say to you, you don't need to get it done today if you're not ready to, and that's okay as well. It doesn't hurt. I thought it was absolutely fine. The NHS are amazing, doctors are amazing, they know that you're nervous, and they always make you feel good, and they made me feel amazing. So if you do have a result saying CIN3 cells or high-grade dyskaryosis, and it's your smear test, please don't panic. Again, I'm 26, it was my first ever smear, came back as high-grade dyskaryosis, and I'm here now, post-treatment, doing my makeup to go to a Bridgerton themed date with my partner. You will be absolutely fine. But if you are nervous, or because you get intrusive thoughts, and I have them too, if you are nervous or need someone to talk to who understands, please feel free to reach out to me. My DMs are open, and it's absolutely okay.